Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HTAR round 17 for the Japanese Grand Prix here at Suzuka. Along me in the commentary box tonight is Luca. How are you doing, Luca?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good myself, a bit ill today, but I've recovered this afternoon. So not got too many drivers today.
Did I leave the session?
Who did? Was it me?
I think you did.
Is my computer playing games again? It is. I'll rejoin.
Yes, you did. I will. No, I can't drop in invite. I don't have you added.
I'll rejoin, it's fine.
Let me just turn the volume down. Okay. Okay.
Right, I'm back
Okay.
in the lobby.
Yeah, I'm back.
So sorry for that delay. But yeah, I was saying we got 12 drivers in today. Featuring some quite quick ones actually, such as Kamari, Ingenio, Vexation, and also today with us we've got Embassy. Should be a good race.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to watching Vexit, or Vexation, how you want to call him, because he was really quick in practice with me, so yeah. And also Justice was really quick, so those two I will watch, keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on the faster people.
And also, yeah, Embassy is also really quick and consistent driver. I know him for really long, so yeah.
Yeah.
Currently, the first one I think is gonna be Kim Rai on the lap, so I'll keep an eye on that.
My game needs to load itself into the lobby.
It will do. Or actually, wait.
Here we go then.
Yeah, Kibber Magnussen is first on the track, and he's coming to the SS.
Yeah.
A little bit loose, but okay. And
Yeah, so watching
live
Kimi
meetings.
on his outlap. Yeah, it should be an easy soft to medium strategy, it should be. Around
Yeah,
Suzuka
tires last a long, so it should be okay. But yeah, Kibber Magnus coming through the happen and now coming to Spoon. By the way, I can hear the stream in the background.
When getting into the lobby, I made the mistake
Oh,
of
what?
just pressing ready up, so I'll be given a seat for the next race. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to go back to the lobby quickly and press spectate. So sorry about that, guys. If you could just keep us updated about what's going on track at the moment.
Okay, currently the first one to cross the line is going to be Kibber Magnussen. He puts it at 29.2 on the softs. That's a pretty decent lap, I would say, but it can be better. And Kim Rai just improves on that, and he does a 28.9, and then Embassy does a 28.8. So pretty good times. And then Vexation does a 29.5, and Legends of Thought goes quickest of all, 28.2. No, Justice goes 28.2. So they're moving times all over the place. But the guy that I want to keep an eye on is Bumpy Flump. So he invalidated his lap. So does he go for another one? It looks like he does.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of places you can invalidate around here is back in the lobby, so we can see the guys on their laps again. it's really just turn 1. As Just Ice, we call him Justice tonight, has gone off there on the near flat out left hander at the top of the S's. Thankfully, he kept his car intact.
Yeah. Okay, you should watch out to. Yeah, he's going to the right. Okay, where? Okay. The two drivers that are going on the different strategy are Macanda and Bumpy Flump.
Yeah, I mean, it could always be that they're just trying to get their iron around the track on without wasting a set of tyres. But we'll see as Embassy is coming into the pits.
I should not be coming into pits because 2 laps on this track is doable, but it will be slower, definitely.
Yeah. Bumpy Flump on a lap. It's going to get fun saying that, isn't it, throughout the race? As he comes now into the final chicane. And it's not been the best of times, to say the least, but he crossed the line, does improve to a 31.7, just getting his eye in there on the track.
Well, Macanda is coming to the chicane and now coming to the cross the line. He's on hards, but he does a 32.1. And
yeah, it's one of these circuits almost like Monaco in the way that you have to build up your confidence throughout the weekend, because you can't go here and start going full guns blazing, because if you get the slightest touch on the grass you're going spinning. So you really need to build up your confidence around here.
This is an amazing track to look at it, and it provides great racing, but it's a really hard track to drive because a lot of places to go off and spin out. So that's what you said. Drivers need to be really precise on their laps and consistent.
So everyone in the pits at the moment or on their in-lap, as the case with Bumpy Flump and Macanda.
Okay, so outlap is Embassy, and he's coming through the S section.
Yeah.
Keyboard Magnussen is up in the happen, so let's see. He will now in the near future start a lap again.
He's coming through the famous corner of the Spoon, where Vettel last year took out Verstappen. Let's hope none of that happens in the race today, but 12 drivers on the grid. I think it's going to be relatively easy to get points for the drivers today, so that may be a relief to some of them, as Keyboard Magnussen is looking to start his lap.
Yes, I'm excited to see this, especially about Keyboard Magnussen. He's driving without ABS and without lines, so amazing job from him.
Yeah, it must be very
and on a keyboard.
Yeah, very much so. Coming down into turn 1 now.
A long right-hander. And a kind of good exit, and now he comes to the first left kink. And the rest is really nice controlling by the keyboard. And yellow flag sector 2. Who is that? Probably someone just letting someone go. And into the first diagonal, he goes really well. And into the second, he goes. So Embassy is currently on a lap 2, but we'll stick with Keyboard Magnussen for now. Short shifting up to the gears to get the traction down. Anyhow, it comes into the Spoon. The first part is really important for the exit out of the second one. And now the long straight while you're coming up to the 130R. Nice to see DRS here, but unlucky for us. He's currently up on his time by almost 1/10. And I think that was an invalidate.
Yeah, we'll see.
It was not. He's coming across the line. He does improve, but he doesn't improve a place. So the next driver who's going to cross the line is Embassy, I think. And he's coming to the last the bump, and he goes P2 28.652. So the next one is gonna be, I think, quick session actually, and he's up on his time by 1.3 seconds. So that should put a 128.3 on the board. So if we can improve on the last chicane. Oh, and I think that was invalidated. Oh my god. He spins it, and he's blocking someone. Oh, someone crashed into him, and Vexation is out of the. Oh my god, what has happened? And Justice.
I think that was. Yeah,
Justice.
Justice.
Yeah. Really, I don't know whose fault this is.
Quite
Justice
unfortunate
was
for him.
taking the line.
As Kimi Wright goes pole. Provisional
Yeah.
pole for him.
Good time from him. This is fortune for Vexation. He will probably start out of the top of 10. So maybe he can go mediums to soft. GLs to me, and I would like to see him do that. Maybe he can get to fight for the podium. Next, wait. Nobody's currently on a lap. Actually, the bumpy flumpies. He's coming to spoon now. Nope, he's in. No, he's not. He's okay. Out of the spoon, coming to the 130. Yeah. Is he gonna do anything?
So he pulls into the pits there and abandons his lap.
Sorry, I got enough for the.
It's fine. As Justice there runs wide with no wing at the exit of Spoon, so definitely pitting at the end of this lap. Luca left the session.
Yeah, I lost connection to Steam, so.
Okay,
amazing.
Updated.
Amazing. I have been having problems all day with connection, so.
Mackinder is improving by 0.3 on the hard speed. He pulls into the pits. Probably going to want to start on the softs if I were him. So all the drivers in the pits now, apart from Toth, who's on an out lap, and Keyboard Magnussen again. So we'll follow Toth.
Yeah.
Coming down into turn 1 now. Uses 5th gear there actually. Short shift back down to 4th, and then up here using 6th through the S's into this left-hander. You really want to stay off the curb there, otherwise it's going to throw you out. Opts to stay in 5th, and that's if you take this flat out. No, you have to have a slight lift there, just Toth. Otherwise he wouldn't have made the corner. Now this really fast 2 deadness here, as he might have cut the first one actually, but we'll see when he crosses the line if it's invalidated or not. Coming into the hairpin, important to short shift and take a late apex there, and stay nice and tight on the right here on the run up to Spoon, and yet he's aborted his lap. I think he might have invalidated that.
Oh, I cannot join the session, it seems.
Have you lost connection completely?
No, I'm having connection, but.
Keyboard Magnussen, the only one out on a lap at the moment, but in a few minutes we'll have everyone come out again for the final runs. So coming out of spoon now is Keyboard Magnussen. And let's see what time he has on his Delta, coming towards 130i, 0.062 up. Would put in provisional P5 at the moment as he plunges down to the final chicane. Didn't invalidate that, it doesn't look by the sounds of it, as he stays tight to the line on the right hand side. And actually no, so he lost some time in that final chicane. He stays P6 as most people are now on their out laps. Still with us, Luca? Luca? Okay, I think Luca's restarting his internet, so he's left Discord for the moment. Kihidou's on a lap then, coming to this famous corner of 130R. Takes that flat out easily, is down on his time slightly, and yeah, he's in 0 ERS, so he's saving for another lap, I would assume. Ingenio also on a lap, so the times are going to come through thick and fast as the leaders start their lap at the moment. Taking it nicely there into turn 1. I imagine Ingenio's got lots of time to gain on this lap as he's down in 7th. Should be up there with Embassy and Camario, I would assume, as yellow flags in sector 3. And Ingenio is coming down to the first Degner there, taking it nice and fast. Getting on the power early as Justice sets the fastest lap again. So the target now is a 27.9. To get him into the 27s is quite fast around Suzuka here, as Magnussen doesn't think he can do a better lap, so he retires. Let's see what Ingenio can do in the final sector. Can he put it on pole? We will see in a minute. Oh! Ingenio's gone off there. He didn't brake. He did not brake. He just went straight on at 130R. What a disaster that was. Embassy crossed the line. He didn't improve. Kimari is down by 2/10. Justice has already set his lap. Legend of Toth is up by 2/10. So let's see what he can make of it in the final sector. Same with Kihidous. He improved by 2/10. So Legend of Toth coming into the final sector now. Let's see where he can put his Alfa Romeo car. Is it going to be P3? Yes, it is. Embassy pushed down to P4 here. There's yellow flag set to 2 and 3. As Mackinder is 1.9 up. So where will this lap put him? It's been a good lap so far on the mediums. Let's see where he's going to go. He's going to go up to P5. So that's a brilliant lap from Mackinder there on the mediums. As we just wait for Embassy, who's up 2/10. 2/10 up on his time. Where can he put his Mercedes? At the moment, it would be P3. Let's see if he can get that position back from Legend of Toth as he plunges down on the right hand side towards the line, and he does get P3 back. So that's your finishing order there. Justice, Kimari, Embassy, Toth and Mackinder. Some really fast times from the guys up front. Low 21s, high 27s have very good times here around Suzuka. So that's your qualifying session. And here we go then. 27.903. The two McLarens leading the way. Be interesting to see if there are any team orders in the race. Say if Kamari is faster, but we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, there is your grid for the Japanese Grand Prix. Surprises at 8th and 9th in Genio and Vexit. They will not be happy with that result. They're going to have to make up a few positions in the race from here. So that will be interesting seeing them come through the field. But it's going to be time for the race. As we get ready for the drivers to select their pit strategies. And Kimi Wright just finalising the details there on his MFD. So we come to the start of the formation lap then. Here in Japan, we'll see what tyres each driver is on. As we'll have a look at the intervals as well. So details the tyre they're on, and we want the data enabled. So everyone on the softs, apart from the Williams of Mackinder in P5 who qualified on the mediums, and then the two drivers at the back of the grid in the form of Bumpy Flump and Orlando are on the mediums also. They've got nothing to lose really. May as well start on the mediums as Justice leads the pack towards the grid. Be interesting to see if the Red Bulls work together here on the few opening laps to get past a few of the cars. And here we go. So Justice obviously leading them away. And Embassy in P3. It'll be interesting to see how the faster drivers get through the grid, as I've already said, as they line up now. Justice is going to lead them away from pole position. As the drivers are lining up here in Japan. It's 3, 4 and 5 red lights. Looks like Kamari's got the better start. He's already going to come alongside Justice now. Into turn 1, there's a collision in the back involving Embassy and Legend of Toth. Embassy with a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. The Ferrari has already retired as Justice holds on to the position. Keyboard Madison now being pressurised from Ingenio, who's already onto the back of him after the first few corners. Vexit will look to get past his teammate too, to get the glory for Red Bull here, but Justice, leading off the line, has already got a 5/10 gap to Kamari. Embassy's left after that collision with the Ferrari, but looking at it at the moment, looks like Justice got a substantial lead over the rest of the pack, 6/10 already. As we see here, Vexit making a move on his teammate Ingenio. That may have been team orders, I don't know. But it looks as if Ingenio is going to come back here at Vexation. Coming into Spoon. Want to get a good exit up onto the back straight. See if you can make a pass into 130R. But Vexit looking very threatening on the back of Keyboard Magnussen. Coming into 130R. Is he going to make the move? It would be wise to stay back for a little bit, but he's got the acceleration on Keyboard Magnussen. He goes around the outside for the chicane here, turns into the inside for the next chicane. A bit of lag there from Vexit. So Ingenio now all over the back of him as Justice leads away again. Fastest lap of the race. Mackinder making to look the move here, and he doesn't get it done. So, oh, look at this, 4 cars abreast, and here goes Mackinder trying to go around the outside of Ingenio. That's not going to work, son. But if you get Vexit at front with Magnussen, see what he can do in the Honda Red Bull racing car here as he comes through the S's into the first Degner. Really needs to get past Magnussen here because he has the pace to be up in the top 3. Wants to be on that podium, does Vexit. So 4 cars in tandem here, a Williams and a Red Bull battling it out in front, and right behind them another Williams, another Red Bull battling out in front as Mackinder there brakes way too late and gets right on the back of Ingenio. Look, actually he's got the run on him now, coming to the inside of Spoon. Is this going to end in tears? It looks as though it's going to end in celebrations for Mackinder as he gets round the outside. 3-second time penalty, but he's got past his rival of Ingenio. Whilst he is on the mediums, Ingenio on the softs. So Ingenio is not going to be happy about that being held up. As we look further back now, Mackinder still defending there from Ingenio, who's looking very threatening in the Red Bull behind. Vexit now all over the back of Keyboard Magnussen again. Lap 2 has just finished and lap 3 starts with the fastest lap from Justice at 22.0. Looks as Vexit is going to make the move. Is he going to have the run? Keyboard Magnussen goes defensive as Vexit tries and looks down the inside a little bit there. Nothing doing as he tries to look down the inside of turn 1, but he could have got pinched there, so it's a wise move for him to back out of that one as Mackinder is... what's happened to Ingenio? Maybe Ingenio had damage. He's coming into the pits and out now on the medium tyres. So I don't know if he had damage, but he must have. It's not the pit window at the moment. 3/10 still gap between Vexit and Magnussen, who's in a very solid P3 at the moment. What can he do? As we come up the hill once again into Spoon. Gaining will be the effect of that traction control. And Vexit looking to get a good exit here up into 130R. In the slipstream, not using much ERS, wants to stay back a bit. So is he going to try again round the outside? No, he tries to go to the inside, but Magnussen shuts the door there on the inside. Very good defending from him. DRS is enabled now as we come on to lap 4 of this race. Vexit with DRS, can he close up enough to Keyboard Magnussen? Similar situation to last lap, but this time he decides to go round the outside, and he's got it wrong there. He's got on the grass, he broke too late, and he's fallen victim to going wide of turn 1 there. Mackinder looking behind him to make the pass also. So we'll see how this battle unfolds. Meanwhile, up front, Justice pulling away still from his teammate of Kimirai, both on the soft compounded tyres. We'll be having a look at that as Kit Hadous is in the pits. So lots of drivers looking to have fallen victim to damage here, but Magnussen holding on to this P3 very nicely. As here, Vexation has got the run again. Up the hill into Spoon. He always seems to get a better run than Magnussen through here. He goes to the outside for Spoons, similar to what Mackinder did to Jenny. As now he comes round Spoon again. Carbon copy of last lap. He needs to get a much better exit. And he's already about to get alongside in the slipstream and already gaining as he backs out of that. He doesn't want to commit to the inside. Where's it going to go? Inside or outside? He backs out of that one very wisely. And will he have the chance down into turn 1 again? We will see in just a few seconds. And he made the move there on the outside. So looks as though Keyboard Manderson would be falling back now. It's been very good defending from him for the first opening 5 laps, but he couldn't keep the pace of Vexit behind, who is already closing in on Kimirai. So looks to have better pace here. Yellow flag set to 2. Who's that? That's the Bumby Flump, who's just lost a position to Embassy, who's disconnected. So Justice leading away. Gap ahead is 1.6. And yeah, so Keyboard Manderson already out of DRS range. Yeah, so already out of DRS range of Vexit. Mackinder closing in on his teammate also. I've just noticed how low Magnussen is on ERS. Mackinder nearly in DRS of a teammate of Magnussen here as we get a nice aerial overhead shot. 0.8 of the gap, so he's closing in on his mediums compared to Keyboard Manderson's soft tyres, so he's got good pace here. .6 is the gap. He's going to have DRS through the start finish straight. So can he get Keyboard Manderson here? Ingenio, 3-second time penalty. He's going to look to the inside there, and Magnussen backs off very wisely, not to get caught up in an incident here. So it's sensible driving from the two Williams boys, and Justice is closing, pulling away from Kimirai, but he is closing onto the lap cars. So it'll be any time now, he'll be up to Embassy, who is disconnected after that lap 1 incident. blue flags. Already he's got past Embassy. As Keyboard Magnussen hanging on to the back of his teammate here. We'll have DRS, so a similar situation. The cars are reversed this lap. Coming down into turn 1. He's not had the best exit, so he's just going to stay back there from Mackinda. Yeah, Lucas' internet has died. He's not going to be coming back this evening, so you're left with me in the comm box here. As Bumby Flump retires from the session, Magnussen has lost a lot of time in that middle sector. Not sure what happened, but Embassy's still going. So if one more driver retires, in fact, no, Embassy is actually up to P9, so he's going to get points in this race, even though he disconnected, as because of the how little many drivers were in this session, as the virtual safety car is deployed. So I don't know if we're going to see people pit. Justice comes into the pit. Is it going to be a double stack with Kimi? Yes, it is. Vexation would be wise to pit here too, which he does. Mackinder is going to stay out because he's on the mediums. Magnussen pits also. So look at that. Mackinder up into the lead now. The virtual safety car is out. Finished. Kimi Rai lost a lot of time there from double stacking. Vexit is now all over the back of Kimi, as Kimi actually went onto the hards and Vexit is now on the mediums. So that's an interesting strategy choice from Kimi. 5/10 is now the gap, and yeah, look, now the gap between the two net leaders is 9.2 seconds. Kimi lost an awful lot of time in that pit stop from the double stack. Might have been wiser to stay out for him, but we will see how this race unfolds. Mackinder in the lead, yet to stop on 8-lap old mediums, 6.9 ahead. He's actually pulling away, so it looks like a good race for Mackinder here. He can get some decent points. 4/10 is the gap. Keyboard Magnussen on the Ferrari of Orlando, as well as Vexit is going to look to go down the inside here at Spoon, but he backs out of that before it got too close to cool, as Kimi Rai goes a bit wide on the exit to get a good punch down the long back straight, as Vexit pulls out to the inside. Are we going to see an overtake into 130R? I don't think we are, as he backed out of that one also. Kimi Rai with a bit of lag. Vexit going round the outside of the chicane. Is he going to make that work? He's got the inside for the next corner, and yes, he does. And he has DRS now on to the start, finish straight. Kimi Rai going to come back at him though. Is he going to come down the inside? He's going to tuck into the slipstream. I don't think he will have enough to get round the outside there, and no, he doesn't. So HTAR Vexit into P3 for now, as also Keyboard Magnussen gets past the Ferrari of Orlando into that first corner as well. See if Kimi Rai can hold on to the back of Vexation here. .6 is the gap ahead, and that would be the advantage that Vexit has on the mediums over the hards that Kimi is running at the moment. So 9 runners left in this race has been quite ruthful, as they would say. Vexit, 3-second time penalty. So I think that's his first time penalty of the race. 9/10 is the gap for Kimi. He doesn't have DRS, so he was behind 1 second in the detection zone. Yellow flag sector 3. What's this for? That's Orlando. Look, he's gone off there in turn 1. He's lost his wing on the left-hand side. Thankfully, it's right next to the pits, so it's the last turn. Please excuse me. And he's coming into the pits now to change his front wing and onto a new set of tyres as well. So their Ferrari crew changes wing there for him. Kihidus got passed into P7 now. So Ingenio still struggling down in P6 where he started. Vexation has made amends for a slow starting position and is now up into P3. Kimirai falling back a bit here, and we will see how this race unfolds. But Justice has just set the fastest lap and he's closing in on Mackinder in that McLaren car. I would see Mackinder pit at some point now, as Vexit actually sets an even faster lap, so he's closing in on Justice. He's in net P2 from starting P7, so that is a very good recovery job from him at the moment. So 2.4 ahead for Kimi. Been very consistent in the last few races and consistent podiums. So he is on the podium at the moment once Mackinder pits. And Vexit falling back slightly a second on this lap. He made a mistake from Justice. Or Justice is going faster, sets another fastest lap of 31.6, which is quite rapid for the race on mediums, I have to say. Mackinder falling back into the clutch to Justice now before he has pit, but a late safety car could do everything Mackinder needs here to give him the win. He's certainly got good pace, but Justice on those fresher tyres is closing in. As we're just under half race distance here. As Justice's teammate Kimi Rai is a few seconds down the road, trying to keep up with Vexit. But I think when Kimi pitted, he could have made it to the end on mediums. So I'm not sure why I went on the hards. Ingenio 3-second time penalty, that's just going to add to his frustrations of this race. Justice then closing quite rapidly on Mackinder. It's around the pit window now for Mackinder if he wants to pit before he gets involved in a battle with Justice. It would be wise so he doesn't lose too much time. 2.8 ahead now, 2.6. He's closing in quite rapidly. He's in the slipstream now as well of Mackinder. And Vexit doesn't look like he's closing in anymore on Justice. He does have 1 lap fresher tyres, but 1 lap fresher isn't much here around Japan because of such low tyre wear. This race is quietening down as the gaps start to settle and the drivers get into a bit more of rhythm at this part of the race. It's always a risk of losing your concentration in these 50% races towards the back end of them. So Justice isn't closing in as much as I would expect on Mackinder. But he is pulling out a gap now. That will be Mackinder ahead of him now. And also Orlando, who's about to be lapped. Embassy just been lapped there again with his Ghost. Justice closing in on him there. With Vexit 11.7 behind. Kimi Wright a further 3.5 back from there. Yellow flags in sector 2. What's that for? As Mackinder now, he pits. So Justice is given the lead. Bit of action in this race as he lunges down to turn 1. Vexit is going to take P2 at the moment. Kimi Wright, something's happened there. I think Vexit made a mistake because Kimi Wright 7/10 behind him now with the DRS. So this is going to get spicy as Mackinder joins behind them as well. So keep an eye on this battle, certainly. It's plunging through the S's. Kimi Wright gaining time on Vexit. I don't know if he had damage as yellow flags sector 2 and 3. I don't know what that's for. Kimi Wright 3-second time penalty. So it looks like the hard's starting to become the faster tyre at this point. Or Vexit has damage. Let's try and have a look at his front wing as he comes the hill towards Spoon. And it doesn't look aesthetically like he has any damage. But obviously I could be wrong, as Kimi Rai has lost a bit of time there. 8/10, but it looks as though he will have DRS on the main pit straight again. Six tenths is the gap. Closing in under braking as they come onto the start-finish straight for the 19th time this race. Kimi getting really close there to Vexit. He's not going to have enough drive down into turn 1 to actually make the move and steal this P2 off the Red Bull driver. But he will no doubt close up in the S's with tyres that last a lot longer than the mediums. Through the two Degnas we go. This wonderful and iconic Suzuka track that we're racing on today, 9/10. He needs to stay within DRS as Mackinder, lap by lap, catching on his soft compound of tyre, that he will easily get to the end on these. So he's catching the battle ahead of Vexit and Kimi. You can see him in the background there, and he'll be involved in it in not too long. So 9/10 up ahead. Needs to keep this clean if he wants to make a move. He won't be close enough this time going into turn 1, but he will be able to gain. He doesn't have DRS, but he's got slipstream. Crucially though, Vexation also has DRS, as Mackinder actually sets the fastest lap, now in DRS of Kimi. But as I was saying, Vexit has DRS there on Embassy, so that kept him ahead for the time being. Look at Mackinder, look at this, 6/10. He's closing in rapidly on Kimi, who's on his hard tyres. So now this is the battle to watch. 4/10 is the gap, and closing corner by corner into the Degnas again we go. Let's see if he can get a good launch off his hairpin and maybe make a move into Spoon like we've seen quite a few times this race already, and he does. He gets a good exit. He's got a slipstream here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make the move as they come into Spoon. Yep, and he's just going to stick behind Kimi there and look to get the run down into 130R. Crucially for Kimi, he needs to get DRS off Vexit ahead, as Mackinder is closing in on him there. And the top three bunching up there, bit of lag for Vexation as he goes wide in the penultimate corner, but Mackinder all over the back of Kimi here. What's he going to do into turn 1? He's just going to sit back for now, but gaining lots of time on his soft tyres. Vexit really under pressure here. He could lose P4 at this rate. The battle's really hotting up here and amounting to a lot. It's allowing Justice to get away quite rapidly, actually, 15.1 ahead. But 1/10 is the gap now as he gets really close to the rear end of Kimi, does Mackinder. Similar situation as he's going to look to the inside here in the hairpin, and he gets that move done. A beautiful move there, wonderful. As Kimi is actually going to come and try and go round the outside there. Mackinder, is he going to make this work? Coming into Spoon now, he's just going to back out of that one, but Mackinder almost made contact with Vexit as well, and I dare say if he gets past Vexit, he may be putting Justice under pressure in the final laps of this race. The pace he is running at the moment is brilliant on his soft compound tyres. Already closing to 2/10 on Vexit. Kimari looking to capitalise, and he does! He tries and goes round down the inside, does Kimi. And he doesn't make that move stick. But McIntyre has DRS on Vexit. He's going very defensive to the right hand side. Kimi all over the back of McIntyre also, as McIntyre looks to the outside of Vexation. Is he going to get this move done? Into turn 1 we go. And looks, by the looks of it, that McIntyre will have the inside for this one, but Vexit hangs on the inside, and McIntyre has the inside for the next part of the S's. And that is a brilliant move there from McIntyre to defend in the S's from Vexation. Kimi all over the back of Vexit now, after the time he lost battling Kimi there. Sorry, battling McIntyre. Oh, when he gets wayward there, does Vexit. It's going to give Kimi a chance into Spoon, maybe. Focus on a neat exit here, as McIntyre is already pulling away and gaining a lot on Justice. Gap down to 11.7 at the top now. Kimi too far back to have a look into Spoon on this lap. But can he make it stick down into turn 1 after the start-finish straight? So a three-way battle at the moment for P2. You see how much Kimi closes up there. As Vexit gets a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. He certainly didn't gain 5 seconds. Maybe that glitch where you got 5 seconds for nothing. But Kimi coming down into turn 1 then is not going to have the overspeed to get that move done this lap. But we'll see how the rest of the race unfolds. 5 laps to go here. 5 laps to go in this race. See if Kimi can steal the podium on track from Vexit. He's looking quite vulnerable in the Red Bull at the moment. All sorts of things going to be going through his mind at the moment after getting that outrageous penalty. But 11.4 is the gap ahead. Will we see a battle for the lead? I don't know, but we will find out in 5 laps who will be the winner of this race. So McIntyre has managed to get himself out of DRS range for Vexation. Orlando gets a 3-second penalty down in P8. Kimi out of DRS also, but he's going to close loads under braking there. Vexit being very cautious after the last lap when he got that penalty, and Kimi will just about get the DRS this lap 23. Coming into turn 2. And as the race goes on, Kimi's only going to get faster and faster as the mediums drop off and the hards become faster tyre. As Vexit gets on the grass there on the exit, I think, and he's going to close up into the Degners, is Kimi. Into the hairpin we go once again, looking to get a good exit as ever. He's closer than he's been a couple of laps, but needs to get closer if he wants to try and take P3. As he closes up on the exit of Spoon here, up into 130R, hot lap. DRS momentarily and then back down to overtake as he's closing with slipstream. It's going to close a lot under braking here. He is also so much more confident on the brakes as Kimi, and he's going to get DRS, and he's only 0.2 back here. So it should be an easy move by the looks of things. Round the outside. I mean, it's never easy with Vexation. But he's going to go round the outside of turn 1. What's happened there? Kimi has gone wide. And then he's held it back on the inside. He's just going to slot in there behind Vexit. So one chance he had. He's ruined that chance by going wide on turn 1. But he will surely get another one in the next lap. Only one DRS zone here in Japan, so limited overtaking spots. You've got to take the overtakes when they come to you, and thankfully for Vexation, Kimi made a mistake there going wide. So Vexit keeps his on-track P3, of course. If it stays like this for the rest of the race, Kimi will be on the podium because of Vexation's penalties. But Kimi looks to back off and then go for another attack. So it's looking like he takes a lap to cool down his tyres and save fuel in the ERS, and then goes back for the overtake once again. Coming on to the final 2 laps then. Mackinder ahead has pulled away. He's going to get P2. It's not closing in on Justice though, so Justice holding his ground. Looks as though he's going to win this race, but who's going to get the final podium spot on track here? Gap between them now is 1.2. And Kimi needs to be closer if he's going to make a move. Short shifting out of Spoon to get the best traction he can. You'll see how much here he closes up under braking. Gets a bit wayward on the exit and allows Vexit to get away without giving DRS this lap. So coming on nearly to the last lap as Justice is coming through the S's. It's been a very solid race from him. He's got 1.5 laps to go, but Kimi really needs to get a move on here if he wants to take this P3 on track. Kihidus with 3-second time penalty, as I think we might see potentially a pass in the last lap. But Vexation doing well to hold on here to P3. He's losing touch quite a lot with Vexation actually, so 1.5. He doesn't have the ERS he needs, although Vexation is only on 8%. So if Kimi can close up in this final lap, maybe his chance will be into 130R. But he really needed to get a DRS this lap. Yellow flags in sector 1. Kimi Rai really pushing this lap. to close into vexation on the final lap of the race. He needs to get a move on here. He needs to be really close into the hairpin to get a good run down to Spoon up the hill. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough at the moment. May have another chance into the final chicane, but we will have to wait and see. As Justice is looking to actually set the fastest lap here on the final lap of the race, as he comes across the line, and Justice wins round 17 at Japan. A dominant performance from him, 9.8 seconds ahead of Mackinder, who now crosses the line. And that battle behind didn't really amount to anything, as Vexit stays ahead on track of Kimi, but obviously he had the penalty, so Kimi is promoted into P3 at the end of this race, who deliberately crashed himself out at the end, probably for not getting past Vexit, but now you will know that he does have the podium. Keyboard Madison, a very good job from him, very skillful to come home in P5 with Ingenio 40 seconds behind. Will not be happy with himself for that. Starting P6, getting up to P2 and then getting wing damage, needing to come into the pits towards the end of the race, and lost all that time, 40 seconds off Keyboard Magnussen there. So that is your race. Justice P1, Mackinder came home P2, and Kimari crashing himself out on the final lap, but managed to get across the line for P3. As Ingenio crossed the line, the win could have been his, but he bottled it somewhere, and he comes home in P6. Orlando, the final driver to cross the line, been sustaining wing damage, I think, for the whole of the second stint. As you can see, his left front end plate, is off his car, as he weaves across the line, I think, in misery, not in celebration. It's P8 out of 9 for him, and that is your race. Thank you for joining us for HTAR Season 1 Round 17, and we'll see you next time where it's Mexico, but first it's time for the podium celebrations, as Justice lifts the trophy from McLaren. A double podium there for McLaren, 1-3, and Mackinder, a very good race, coming home in P2 after starting in 5th. So champagne for him today then. 2 McLarens on the podium. Justice comes out on top, but with Mexico next, a very different style track, who will win that one? So looking at the results here then, Justice is winning by a substantial margin. He didn't actually get any time penalties, so that's very good from him. 15.4 seconds to Mackinder, who got 2 3-second time penalties. So as I said, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.